Blog Talk Radio.
Alternative facts.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At 12:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous unidentified objects of unknown intent and unknown origin were detected at high altitudes over multiple locations of Earth's outer space by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and these objects are presumed to be some form of controlled aircraft. It is not known if more of these aircraft will arrive, or if they will attempt entering Earth's atmosphere. United States citizens are encouraged to monitor local media outlets, as more updates will follow as information becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Attacks by the undead have been reported in several states across the country. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. At this time, it is expected that more attacks of this nature will occur in several other states in the next few hours. The intent behind their attack is unknown at this time. He has been observed that a bite or exchange of fluids is a method of transmission. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh. It is not known whether this event will last for hours, days, or even longer. Stay calm, as authorities have been dispatched to deal with these creatures. An all-clear siren will be sounded when this situation is under control. Pacific Standard Time, nor is detected a long-range nuclear missile launch. This missile is believed to be headed in the direction of all residents within a 400-mile radius of this area should seek a fallout shelter immediately.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host, Rodney, the Viking Shortridge. Want to give a big old shout out to the Facebook paranormal groups that allow us to post our shows on their pages and helping us to get the word out about all of our guests. If anyone would like to speak to Black Diamond Paranormal Society, BDPS, to discuss your paranormal questions or issues, go to our website at blackdiamondps.org or email blackdiamondps@yahoo.com. As always, our services are free.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by calling 516-387-1922, or you can go to the Vibe Radio Network website at blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. For deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for listening to Within the Chaos. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your host tonight. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousins up in Ohio, Jennifer and Joe Shortridge of 222 Paranormal. You get a chance, check out their talk show. You can find them on Facebook under 222 Paranormal.
Have your devices just randomly stopped working? Are you having IT trouble? Not to worry, Mead's PC Repair Shop can help. We also offer IT support too, including website hosting. We are now also offering full event management services. To find out more, contact our friendly customer service team who will gladly help in any situation. Just call 276-880-8900, or if you prefer, you can stop by our shop at 1089 St. Clair Street, Oakwood, Virginia, 24631 by appointment only, or by visiting the website at meadspcshop.com for more information. Thank you.
Well, tonight our special guest is Frogg Corpse. Frogg is a vocalist, writer, poet, and published author. Just want to remind everybody this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Please, never forget all the members of the armed services that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country and for all the amazing freedoms, that we enjoy as a nation. I'd like to have a moment of silence for all the brave men and women that have gave it all for all of us. I appreciate y'all giving our men and women that fight so hard every day to keep us safe. So happy Memorial Day for everyone. Let's go ahead and get the show on the road. They'll click over. Okay, there we go. It's my honor to welcome Frogg Corpse. Hello, Frogg, and I hope you can hear me, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Hello. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you, sir, for coming on. I see that you've been a busy man throughout the years, so I'll let you have the floor and tell everyone a little bit about yourself, and we'll start out. I guess what started you on your journey to become a writer and a poet. That started around 1998, 1999, or 2000, if I can remember. I was about 12 years old. My mom used to write poetry as a child to, I guess you could say, work over some ailments she had growing up in some traumatic incidences. So she drugged me along into learning how to make poetry, and I began writing in middle school and took it into high school, but I ended up going to the International Society of Poets convention in Florida at Coronado Springs when I was about 12. And at that time, I was like the youngest poet in the whole, I guess you'd say, the whole group or membership or whatever you want to call that. So I had to read, of course. My first public speaking was at 12 years old in front of 350, 500 people. And then right after that, I had a weird, interesting, awkward meeting with actress Florence Henderson, who was hosting the event at the time, which was really, inquisitive at first, but also very awkward. And then from there on out, I took writing into high school, as I said before, and I guess you could say with feeling alienated and being bullied in school, my only options were I was uninterested in classes and more interested in music and art. So I took to writing during class time, and then, got into a band and started doing, originally black metal, and then took from that into metalcore and then black and death metal and all of that up until a friend of mine ended up with who was our guitarist at the time, ended up with schizoaffective disorder. So when the band basically descended into nothing at that point, the only option was to go solo and write, because you can only rely on yourself. Or at least that's my perception. You mentioned Florence. Now, from what I understand about Mama Brady, she does like younger men. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah. Well, she was very sweet. I don't think she asked me on a date or anything. But as a 12-year-old prepubescent boy, I don't think that I would have negated the offer. But she was very nice. She gave me, I guess I could tell you, she gave me the most important, probably, statement to me as a child growing up, and she told me to keep on writing. And at any point I ever felt like fucking stopping, to keep going, because once I know how I'm going to be able to get my voice as a writer, then that's when I know that I will be an unstoppable force.
Oh, awesome. Well,
yes, she was very, very cordial.
You're also a published author. Can you tell us a little bit about the books that you've written?
I've only written one book. I was formally published. I ended up writing a memoir titled The Mourning Hour. I ended up getting into a vanity publisher as a naive, ambitious writer at first. So I basically sold my rights and my manuscript over for $50 and then 8% of royalties. And I'm bad at math. So at that point, they didn't tell you that when you write a book, they don't tell you the price until they pump it out. So there you go with my book, not in my control, at their price range of $25 a pop, and my 8% is $2 a piece. So while that was going on, my book actually ended up selling 5,000 copies. And by myself, I actually had to buy 500 copies of my own outside of the 5,000 just to make some money on the end. So I actually sold those for $10 a piece, and I got rid of 300 of them in 2 weeks myself, putting in the work, just to pay a light bill or just anything really at that point. So while that was going on, I moved to Las Vegas because I was still trying to chase acting and whatnot, trying to do some form of art. So while that was going on, I ended up going into acting school into Las Vegas, and then I ended up getting into a couple of gigs there. I worked for Magician Criss Angel on some stunts for Spike TV and his show called Believe, which was rebranded as that because the trademark was of Criss Angel's Mind Freak was taken by I forgot which actual TV company that owns that at the time, AMC or not AHC, but something like that, maybe even one of them mid-class TV shows, I guess you could say, as far as economics are based. But when that happened, all that was going on, and I've literally got money, that is not coming in. I'm literally flat ass broke in the middle of the fucking desert working for Criss Angel, and now I'm cleaning up dog shit and tiger shit out of Mike Tyson's backyard for a fucking side job. And I didn't mind that. It was just I knew I had to do it. And at that point, if you're willing to do anything you want to do, you will take anything you can get, and you will take no prisoners. So I went and did that. And while I was out there, I ended up getting a job offer from a wonderful man named Steve Kopelman, who is basically a major proprietor in the haunted house industry. And he and Rob Zombie offered me a job to the Great American Nightmare, which was a haunted house that Rob was putting on in Pomona, California at the time. And right in the midst of all this going on, my grandmother back in Kentucky ended up with diverticulitis and fistula and stuff, so I actually had to come back and take care of her. And with all of me feeling screwed over and ambitious, somehow, some way, this fucking amazing man ends up somehow in contact with me by the name of Ron Whitehead. I don't know how fucking Stranger and me got set up. I can't even remember. But I was like, nobody will give me a shot. I'm busting my ass, and I can't even find a place in my own city. And I feel so alienated and alone that I want to die, basically, at that point. Because, you know, you get in those dark places as an artist because there's everything you do at certain points feels like it's not going to happen, or you're pushing yourself with no results. And Ron goes, you ever heard of Hunter S. Thompson? And I was like, does a bear shit a fucking woods? Yeah. The greatest writer of all time. I grew up on Washington Irving as a 4-year-old, literally, and Edgar Allan Poe and Yeats and Burroughs and, oh man, Sylvia Plath. Just great authors that are all dead, but still great. And Hunter was one of them that my wild ass is probably one of the reasons why I went to Vegas, is because of the fucking fear and loathing adventure, you know. In hindsight, looking at it as a cultural socio-status of amazing journeys, if you will. So I said, fuck it, we're gonna do it. So he was like, I want you to perform and open up for me at Gonzo Fest. We're going to have this place set up at this beer brewery on like 10th and Main, and it was right across from the Thomas Edison House. So we ended up doing that, and then I did that for 3 years. Gonzo Fest for 3 years, and then, took any gigs throughout the years as now while taking care of my grandparents in between doing student films or an actual film or doing poetry, like me working on a book right now, things like that, you know. And in between that too, I took jobs back going into haunt acting where I'd work at like places like Asylum Haunted Scream Park here in Louisville, or me going back and doing a tenure again at Waverly Hills, where I did 3 or 4 years at, which I started in about, I want to say 2011. So all that ended up, getting to that point. So unfortunately, things happen in life, but if you're persistent enough and you are determined, you will get it any way you can, and you will let nothing stop you.
That's right. Well, I know Ron. I met Ron about 4 years ago. Shot a little film with him down there in Louisville, and great man. Love him to death. Holy shit, I've never met nobody like him before in my life. And I just, from being here in Virginia and in these mountains here, hit out and meet somebody like Ron, I was dumbfounded. Yeah. And I mean, me and him hit it off right off the bat. And matter of fact, he's going to be, and I think you're going to be coming to our Phantom Fest that we're having here in Virginia. And
I will try. Yes, sir.
I mean, I know people around here, they're going to love, they love people like you and Ron that have so much talent. We don't get to see that kind of talent around here. And
we rarely get to see it in Louisville sometimes, too. There are droughts of artistic nuances everywhere. And I'm sure, especially in Virginia, you have, like, extra special art, though, that when it pops up, it just takes your fucking breath away, or you're able to appreciate the moment and there and now, It's never to be replicated or duplicated. It is what it is, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, I don't mean to jump back, but where you worked with Criss Angel, I know
yes,
there's a lot of weird stories about Criss and all that.
Oh,
what was
very
it like? what was it like working for him?
The professional part wants me to be like, it's a great experience. It was awesome. But really, I'm like, that is the biggest fucking egotistical dickhead that I've ever seen on the face of the fucking planet. And NDA or not, I think the scummiest fucking swine that walked the planet was that man. Because when I was on set in Vegas, I saw Criss get out of the fucking car, right? And with him is this, this fucking hot-ass woman, just stacked to the nines, fucking like, God damn. And she's sucking his face, they're all making out and shit, and his bodyguard's there. And then like a magic trick, she fucks off, disappears. Ta-da! And then I turn around a few feet later after a couple minutes, and then this lady shakes my hand, and I realized that she's a magician too. But what I didn't realize was the next thing that made me feel shit just for witnessing that whole debacle. And she goes, "Hi, I'm Chris's wife." And I'm just like, you're not the lady he was just in the van with. What the fuck what circus did I just walk into? I did not sign up for this. But also the other dick part was they said, you're going to be working, you're going to be doing some background roles, supporting roles, and doing this and seeing some very intimate up-close magic, and they said, for me, it was, if you do this, you give them your social security number and, everything you would do to sign out for a job. They were supposed to submit my, I guess you would say my dossier to SAG. So in the future, if I could ever want to go to Screen Actors Guild, I'd actually have some sort of accommodation or accreditation to go towards being able to get a union card. Well, a couple weeks after I come back and flush back to Louisville to take care of what I had to take care of, I go to punch in my Social Security on SAG's website to be like, okay, now do I have to is this going to cover it, or do I have to do 2 movies with speaking roles? Like, what's going to happen? So I go there and I see nothing. So I call a representative up and I'm like, Miss, I don't see that, Spike TV or Criss Angel or the production company that associates themselves with it and Banachek's little mentalist bullshit, didn't put my shit in. And they're like, yeah, that's correct. You don't have any allocations here, so that means you're still declined for SAG. And I'm just like, fuck me. Yeah. So so on top of that, it was like experience. That's where I was like, yeah, people will mow you over, and then you learn that what not to do next time, and to make sure that everything is there, and with all protection, if that makes any sense, to protect yourself and your rewards of your outcome.
Wow.
So working with him was a nightmare, but a learning experience.
Yeah, I, from what I've understand a lot with the Hollywood thing, it can be a nightmare. I've had
it can be, but there's other ones where I've worked them, and I've worked movies and film out there, and it wasn't. It was completely no pressure. Everything they said they were going to do, they did. They took care of you, regardless of your stature in a union or a non-union, anything like that. They made sure you were okay, and that was what I really expected, or really respected of them. But yeah, you said, it can be a messy beast of a devil.
Oh yeah. I know where we shot. We went to L.A. Where they were shooting 3 of our investigations for A&E's My Ghost Story. While they were sitting there interviewing me and filming me, they was trying to get me to say things that wasn't true. And I kept telling
they were doctoring up the program.
Oh, yeah. And I got pissed. I took the mic off, and I said, y'all just give me my damn gas money back home. I'm going home. And the director, producer, and all them, they followed me outside. They're like, oh, just light you up a cigarette. Calm down. Let's talk about this. And I said, well, if you all going to keep making this sound like I'm making this shit up, then I'm going home. I said, I didn't come out here for this shit. I told you all over the phone before I even came here that it's either going to be the truth or it ain't going to be nothing at all. And they said, okay, we'll do it your way. And that surprised me. But, of course, I'm a big guy, too, and I'd beat your ass. I don't give a shit.
That's right. Fucking face down to the bubble stop.
That's
Yeah, you got some downright motherfuckers out there. But the thing is those type of people, like, they won't be remembered in history. When they die, the jadedness that they are will be forgotten. And every legacy that they've tried to project and have for their lives will be erased in time because they are statistics. And simply because of that, they will never really be a whole person, but only a shell of what they could have been.
Mm-hmm. That was well
so those
said.
people, you can be like, keep getting your paycheck, but you're going to die alone, shitty, and you're probably going to get stage 5 cancer, so good luck with that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Well, I know you got your first acting role in Vegas, a movie called Las Vegas Story, and you worked with Eric Roberts. How was it working with Eric Roberts?
I only saw him in bits and pieces. He was humble, very nice. I didn't get too much FaceTime with him because the scene that I was doing a lot was more so towards the actual lead actress. But I did meet him a couple of times on set, and he was very kind. But the thing about it is when you work in those conditions, that's the conditions I was telling you about earlier. They were very nice. They were very accepting. They treated you how you should have been treated, and they treat you like a human and not like how American Idol would be. They're like, you're number 14773. And they're like, damn, so did I just come off the block, you know? Yeah, so they were very nice. He was very nice, but you know, I mean, when I did that movie, I think he already did 13 that year, which was 2013, and that movie didn't come out till 2015, but he already had 13 in the bank for that year. So I'm guessing it was like almost like every 2.5 weeks he was at least making a film.
Wow.
So, Mr. Roberts was busy.
Yeah, I've interviewed other people that have worked with Eric Roberts, and they've all said the same thing. He's a very kind man, great to work with, busy as hell, and just you for somebody to be a big name like him in Hollywood, you wouldn't expect him to be so humbling. Yeah,
you wouldn't. But that's what I find great about some mysteries of human, or at least the human conditioning, is that you can't place judgment on someone because what they do and what they say can be two completely different things, or if they're honorable and loyal and, like you said, commandeering and very cordial, they'll flip your whole perception of what you assume, you know, which is a great thing because then you have more respect for them at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know you mentioned American Idol. Now, you auditioned for American Idol and The Voice. Can you tell us about those experiences?
Yes, sir. American Idol in Chicago, I went for the audition the first month. There were some things going on at Waverly. As a haunt actor, I was just over with how that was done in the background. You know, the bureaucracy of bullshit, if you will. So I said, you know what, Robbie, this is your one shot. Your grandma's getting sick. You gotta fucking do something to pay her back or help her in some way. So I buy a Greyhound ticket. My dumb ass puts $30 in my pocket, and I go sleep on the streets of Chicago for 3 days.
Damn.
All right. So and one day I think I walked 50 miles just to get from like an area where I met some friends who let me sneak into their hostel and stay one night, which I didn't. I still just stayed outside in front because I was scared, you know. I went and did that at the Chicago Bulls Arena, and then had to go back to the north side of Chicago past Wrigleyville. And what I performed for the first round, because the rounds go, and technically it's 4 rounds. So you have round 1, part 1, round 2, part 1, round 2, part 2, and then round 3. The one on TV is the 4th round, where you see everybody with the judges, and they're like, "You're going to Hollywood," or "Your ass is getting back on that Greyhound bus and going home with your tail tucked between your legs," you know? So at this point, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Come on, Robbie, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Frogg? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, buddy? What are you gonna do?" And it dawned on me. I was like, all right, the only song that I could know that I could like land this next gig is doing Tool's Writing Too. So I performed that, and then it felt like 2 seconds, you know. I'm standing on the Chicago Bulls arena on the Bull in the middle of the basketball court, looking around, and there's 30,000 people around me, participants, their families, their friends, the whole thing. I can just think is like, just give me a fucking band, let's rock, like let's fucking go, you know. Yeah. So I did it, and they're like, "You know what? We want you next round. Come in here, sign the contract through Fox with your NDAs, and see you in October." And I think at that point, I think that was around like a March or something that I actually did that first one. So I went back again, did it. Same type of scenario. This time I said, screw it, I'm just going to freestyle some Delta blues and then do like a City in Color song. I forgot exactly which one I did back then, but I did a contemporary City in Color piece, which is by this gentleman named Dallas Green. That's where you get City in Color. So I did something to the effect of that, like maybe Hello, I'm in Delaware. I think that was the one. And then they're like, all right, here you go again. And right when I meet Nigel Lithgow, he's already like, I want to say no because you sang from the heart. And I'm just like, excuse me? And so, like, they're like, it was just weird because, like, on the application, they're like, do you have any famous people in your family? And I'm just like, oh, God. Like, for me, that's a iffy, that's a touchy subject, you know? You're like, by technicality, yeah, but they're dead. And I don't know if you want to know if they're who they are by on account of they're not really like they're not upstanding citizens, if you will. You know, like I don't think you want to know that, you know, they're like, oh yeah, one of your great uncles is like a Comanche war chief and the other was a fucking bank robber. So, you know, like you're like, well, I think I'll just leave that off the marquee, but I didn't because I'm a fucking idiot. So, like, yeah, sure. But then he asked me about it, and that's where shit gets weird. And I'm like, yeah, I was hoping you kind of wouldn't, like, you know, ha-ha, can I just sing and go? So he's like, you know what? So this particular, you know, bank robber in your family you look like a lot like the actor that portrayed him. And at this point, I was oblivious to what he was referring to until the man said the name. And then I was like, here we go. Here we fucking go. So I was like, no, sir, I'm not, no. And then I sang, and then that's right in the middle of my audition. I get the call. It's like, Frogg, you gotta come back home right now. At that point, my grandmother, instead of doing the diverticulitis, which came a little after, she fell and broke her hip. So I had to, you know, carry her around the house for a good solid month or two. Mm-hmm. So, and The Voice was different. I didn't make it as far in The Voice. I did it though, but I only made it to round 2, and I did 2 auditions. The first one was horrible because I went to L.A., met up with my friend Eric Works, who's a tattoo artist at Sunset Tattoo, he's an awesome dude, but he was supposed to actually take me back downtown from North Hollywood to the audition at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm sitting there, and he drank the night before, so he wasn't getting in a car, you know. So he's passed out, so I got to take a cab now. And these 3 dudes walk up on me at like 4:30, and they're like, "You got a cigarette?" And I'm just like, "Nope." And that was the wrong answer. So one pulls out a knife. I'm running like 3 blocks. I've already called the cab. I'm just waiting on him. I'm like, "Please fucking come, dude. Please fucking come." So literally, here comes this cab with this awesome Armenian driver. He kicks open the door like it is a fucking Hollywood film, and he's like, "Yeah, get in!" And I fucking dive into this thing. Like, I fucking dive into the front seat. Like, I probably should have just rested in my head on his lap and been like, "Can you read me fucking bedtime stories now? Thank you." You know? And now he fucking slams the door, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not a good time around here." You know, I was like, "Well, thanks for the fucking memo, bub." You know, like, I mean, I never was from there, so I wouldn't have known, but I was like, "Thanks for the heads up. A little too late now," you know? So as soon as I get there, I'm all fatigued because I just ran like fucking 4 blocks, and I'm just like, you know? And they're like, "Okay, now you're going to sing." And I'm like, I am not in the right mood set right now to want to sing at 7 o'clock in the morning at this point. So it's like, you get there at 5, I fall asleep on the stairs because I've just entered a traumatic event fucking 48 blocks away. And I'm just sitting there like, and they're like, "Sing." And I'm just like, dude, every key was so off that you'd be like, "Get the fuck out." Get the fuck out, you know? Damn. So instead of that, I waited till July, and then did one in Vegas when I went back to while I was living there, and of course, you know, didn't get that one, which I was fine with because dude that actually got it out of my group, he was badass. So I was like, dude, if you don't win or at least get on the show, dude, that's stupid. I hope you get like an album going or something because this dude was awesome. I don't remember his actual like whole name, but I do remember his first name, and it was Bobby something. And that dude was like, he was doing Delta blues and contemporary blues like Stevie Ray Vaughan and vocals, but he was killing every note. Like it was fucking amazing, you know. So wow. Yeah.
You've had an interesting life, damn.
It's weird. It's weird.
Well, what is the you know, I'm gonna feel, you know, I'm a little stupid on this one. The Mourning Hour with Stevie O from MTV's Jackass and comedian Jim Jefferies. What's that all about?
So when I did my book and I had it published, right, and I was dealing with the fallout of this vanity publisher, the only mentality I had in my head at this point is like, I need to find someone who is celebrity status, and I want to talk to their manager how to see how to actually go about doing this the right way. Because at this point, I think Steve already had a book out, you know. And I've always been a fan of Steve since I was a kid, you know. Like, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but, like, my role model growing up was pretty much fucking Steve-O. So, you know, I don't know if that's, like, I don't know if that's, like, the best role model, but, you know, he may not have been the hero I needed, but he was the fucking hero I deserved, you know? So So I was like, I wanted to see his comedy show. So when he came, I was like, you know what? Maybe I can meet him, and hey, you know what? Maybe he can give me some business tip pointers on what not to do or who to stay the fuck away from, because I was very naive, and Steve-O was literally like, yeah, come on out, dude, no problem. I'll fucking, hey, you better give me a copy of your book. And I'm like, okay, you know. He's like, I insist. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. So I did that, and he met me, and he gave me a couple pointers. Of course, it's been some years, and I forgot what the fuck they were, but I'm sure I'm implementing them in some way, you know. but he took the book, and for me, that was more like what's the word? A vindicating? No, maybe not that, but basically it was like just knowing that Steve-O had my book and he was able to read it or use it as a you know, a coffee holder, a holiday doorstop, or just read it on a plane. I was like happy with, because my friend William David Pollard had art in there, and I wasn't so worried more about what I wrote in that book. I wanted people to see that fucking art that accompanied it, because it was fucking crazy, like fucking terrifyingly good, you know. So I wanted to also help my friend at the same time push himself. So I ended up doing that, and then crazy thing is a year later, Steve-O hits me up, and he's like, I'm going to be in Lexington, dude. Do you want to get lunch? I'm like, what? Okay. I live in Louisville, so what am I going to do? So basically I get some random stranger I meet on Facebook. I'm like, hey, you want to go meet Steve-O? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, come on. And they're like, I'll take you. And I was like, fuck yes. So we go, we have lunch, and we're fucking, you know, chit-chatting. And he's like, you want to come into the show? I'm like, dude, I can't afford your fucking tickets, man. They're like $8 a pop at that point. And I'm like, I don't know, no. He's like, it's free. But, like, the type of person I am is like, I don't care if you're successful or not. I'm not going to take money out of your mouth because I want to see you. I'm like, if I could stand back in a corner, that's cool. Maybe I could just give you a hug and then politely leave, and that's even okay by my standards, you know? Shake your fucking hand, just seeing you, talking to you, and then going about my merry way is totally chill, you know? So he's like, no, you can come in for free. Fuck it, man. Do you want to? And I'm like, no, I don't, because somebody else who wants to see you deserves that spot too. So that was very nice of him, you know, to do that. So after that, ended up, let's see, during that time with all that shit, another comedian came to Louisville, one I've followed in my younger years, and that dickhead's name's Jim Jefferies. So, yeah. And talked to him. He wanted me to give him a book, and I was wondering how do you actually know in a contract if it's legitimate, if you will, you know? Mm-hmm. So he was like, come on down, you know? And then I gave him the book, and then of course with that one there wasn't much of a if you will, the assistance I was seeking. He had a different, I guess, agenda, and that was to make me the butt end of one of his jokes. So on a podcast called Talking Shit with Eddie Ist that he had, he decided to say some shit that was like, oh yeah, one of my fans gave me this fucking book. It's probably written in blood and smeared with shit. And this is like 250,000 people listening in on this fucking podcast. Oh, man. And he's like, you know, he's like, you know what? This little fucker here, is persistent. He even joked because I was like, I'll offer him $500 to do 5 minutes on the improv stage to open for you. Like, just give me a fucking shot, you know, just anything. I was at the back then, I was just grabbing for anything to try to fucking be something more to bring art to people. You know what I mean? To fucking make it work, you know? So he was like, you know, this little fucker is going to either be a dictator like Hitler or he's going to be a fucking, you know, backwoods fucking retard. So at this point, this is where the altercation happens. The plot thickens.
Altercation.
So yes. So I was very, very pissed off. So I was like, you know what? I'd like to, you know, like for you to say that in front of my fucking face. So he's like, how about you come down to the improv and bring my book? And I was like, you know what? I'll bring your fucking book. And because I don't think a Jim that time fucking estimated what I would be capable of or what I could do as a person. You know, he probably figured, I you know, fucking smacked him on his hand and he's going to run off and lick his fucking wounds. I was like, no, I'm a one-man army. I'll bring that book and you're going to have 50 fucking demons on you, you know? So it was like I came in there busting down the door like I was a fucking antichrist. And as soon as I go to turn over that book, there goes his manager standing there, his fucking tour manager standing there, his publicist, and I ended up getting escorted by 12 cops outside of Louisville Improv. 2 months later, the fucking Louisville Improv closes down because Bob Cameron and fucking Jim Jefferies are fucking little bitches. So,
wow.
So that was not a highlight of my life, but it would have been nice if I could have gotten my fucking hands on him. Because, I tried, you know. I fucking tried. You know? And I'm usually a docile kind of fucking dude when it comes to that. But, dude, yeah, I would have I would have ripped the skin off his back and sent the photos to his fucking family. You know?
I like Jim Jefferies, but he is a dick.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. So at this point in my life, you know, I've let that shit go. But, you know, if I ever saw the dude, I'd be like, you know, we're even, but I'm probably still going to punch you. Just, you know, just not as hard as I wanted to back then, you know.
Just a quick jab to the nose. Just let him know you.
But hey, he had the book, so he's probably like wiping his ass with it now. So, you know, it is what it is with that point. He still took the book. I'm like, what kind of weird fucking tray-off is this? Like, you showdown in Little Tokyo. And he's like, I'm going to still take your book. Like, what the fuck, man?
You never got that book, man. Fuck you, but give me the book.
Yeah. So it's like, cool, I'll just fucking, you know, I'll just be like, hey, yeah. When I talk to a publisher, I'll be like, yeah, you own that. So then when I talk to your manager, he'll be like, yeah. And every time they fucking hear about that, they're going to remember me.
Damn, that's good, Jeffrey. Oh man, you know how them Australians are. They're all dicks. The women are.
I love it though. I love it. I love it though. So like, I didn't know I could do that. Actually, I did. I just don't give a fuck. You know, I love it. I love it.
Well, I won't change gears.
Like I said, with
I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, you go ahead. You finish that.
Oh, all I was going to say is like, it's always a different standard when things are not directed at people. You know what I mean? Or directed at people.
Right.
The variables change in how you perceive someone. So, if he was to be, you know, more honorable, hospitable, and nice, we wouldn't have had that altercation. You know, I think what is that? Newton's kinetic law of energy. Every action has equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that still kind of applies in social settings.
I mean, you'd think somebody from the outback would understand the people in the country, like where we're at, you know, we will whip. And plus, we're Americans. We're always looking for a fight.
Yeah, we're from the South. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like you said, did somebody say blood? I'm fucking there. And it's like, fuck, man. I don't know about you, but yeah, when I think of Kentucky, I kind of picture a UFC octagon in the background. Like, let's fucking go, you know?
Yeah. Back behind a barn, and it's got barbed wire wrapped around for the octagon, and you know, you got your cousin's sister or somebody's sister out there in her little blue jean cut off shorts and a little halter top with a sign that says "1" on it, and everybody drinking Budweiser and getting it on. Damn, that should be a movie.
That's a fucking either that or that's going to be one hell of a hospital visit. I love it.
You better get that Medicaid for all because, by damn it, we're going to need it.
It's like, hey, Doc, can you fucking stitch me up? I got to get this shot going back here at the bar. He said, it's 4 a.m. We're not even fucking done yet. That's how we party.
I talked to a couple people that's on the Moonshiners show last week, and they're from Kentucky.
Amazing.
And they kept talking pure shit about Tennessee people.
Nice.
I had to jump in on that because, you know, I'm about an hour and 15 minutes away from Tennessee, and I love the people down there. Don't get me wrong, I got a lot of family and stuff down there, but they are a little backwards.
I can't talk shit about nobody. I just can't. Only the ones that deserve it, man. I just can't talk bad about nobody else besides the ones that deserve it, man. You know, that's what I call like productive aggression. Like, aim it at who you'd need to aim it at, and don't take it out on other people. You know. But back to the MASH question though, before we continue on into these crazy stories I'm about to eventually tell you. With the MASH or with the moonshine that they make, well, what do they use? Is it like corn, wheat?
They use corn and wheat and fruits and they use all kinds of different ingredients.
They're typically doing it the same old. That's what's up. That's what is up.
That is what's up. They do it the old-fashioned way, and they just started this past season of Moonshiners. They're a couple, and they're I think they're about 3 hours from me in the middle of next to Pikeville, Kentucky, or somewhere down in there.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
And they great people. God damn, we had a good time. They sitting there on top of the mountain talking to me and about the cabin and all that. I'm like, hell yeah. Then it started raining on them.
Yeah. Them dudes in Pikeville know how to party. I was at the Louisville Tattoo Convention getting tattooed one year, and I met this awesome tattoo artist from there, and he told me the most wily-ass story because, you know, Kentucky has, like, the highest opioid problem in America right now, right? And with drugs and everything. And Pikeville, for his words, is basically ground zero of Kentucky's drug epidemic, or pandemic now that they call it. And he told me that when he was down there, because he lives there, he was out in the backwoods one time, and there was this 4-year-old. Let me say that again. 4-year-old. He was tripping balls on acid.
Oh,
yes,
my God.
A 4-year-old on acid. Yes, this is a true story. He said he parked his truck, and there was this chicken that actually flew and landed on top of his truck. And when this little 4-year-old came running down, he heard this big boom. Evidently, 4-year-old thought it'd be fun to trip on balls, or trip balls on fucking LSD, and take a 12 gauge to the chicken. But it also he took his window too. So luckily he didn't get hurt, but he went on to tell me after that story, which I found hilarious at that time. But what I found out afterwards was the part that wasn't hilarious, and that was the fact that the 4-year-old in that story is not an isolated incident. It is not a statistic of just wrong place, wrong time, or the area that you're surrounded by. That more small children out there are actually doing drugs to that to that effect because it's all they got to do, or it's all they can do is a source of fun. Or if their parents aren't around, like anyone else's parents growing up, or just constantly working in a farm or picking ginger or whatever they do out there, the kids run around and do what they do, without any care in the world, And I wouldn't be surprised in that story if the parents gave the kid the LSD, because he said it's that type of issue in Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, it's bad in Eastern Kentucky, and where I'm at, Southwest Virginia, and Southern West Virginia, and Eastern Tennessee. This whole area is so opiated, fucked up, stoned out zombies, because there's just no jobs here, no good paying jobs for these people. They've all been tied into coal mining for so many years, and the representatives of our area, they some of them will try to get some kind of business in here, but the problem is, we're so far from an interstate, and no business wants to come into these mountains and be so far off of the interstate to deliver or move their product. So, our area is fucked. And that's the only way it seems like everybody can get to deal with it, is to numb the pain. And these damn doctors and, the pharmaceutical companies just pumping this shit into our areas. There's a county right over from me in West Virginia. They have a population of something like 3,000 people. Now, this study was done in either 2015 or 2016. And out of that 3,000 people in that county, they had something like 110,000 opiates that had been prescribed in that area. Now, you tell me, what the fuck is that all about?
That's like one bottle for every person in the state, or in that case, like 2 bottles for every person in that state. Holy shit! Yeah, but I guess that I like I said, I can't speculate on that. But all I can say is, I guess when you're talking about lack of jobs and options, that the only source of outside income to even suffice would be to either sell those or take them.
Yeah. And I don't see how they afford to take them, because everybody around here broke. Only people have money.
I'm not trying to laugh, but you bring up a fucking great fucking point, though. Like how the fuck? I don't know. You'd have to start, I guess, stealing shit, and that's where you get more of a situational run-ins with, haphazard incidents and shit of desperation, But when you have limited means, there's only 2 choices you can do in this world. I've always seen things as like that, as black or white, and it's live or die. So what are you going to do?
Don't get me wrong. If I was in a situation, which I've been in a few times, that I've done things I didn't want to do, but I had to do, and for my family, and I'd do it again for my family. It was wrong, but I did it. And there's a lot of, and like you said, you either just become a shell and just die.
But that sets up a different variable, because if you're looking at that, Rodney, like you not just, that's not like you have a responsibility at this point, and now you're responsible for other people. So yeah, that puts a different kind of stress on incidences like that, to where you have to do certain things that your character or your person as in life, your morals, you might have to bend a wee little bit just to get by, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've done something so bad that my kids, I told them, I said, you know, on my deathbed, I'll tell you. And they're like, oh my God, what did you do?
God, yeah. Holy fuck. All right, now that's a story. Holy shit. I'm ready for that one. No, I won't press into that, but yeah, Jesus, man.
My daughter's a writer. She's itching to find out what it is.
Oh, yeah, you don't let her know. Like, yeah.
No.
Like, yeah, I'll tell you if you keep the fucking pen in the other room. Like, yeah. Because I will tell you that as a writer, and I'm sure she'll know that. And if not, that could be a piece of information you can tell her, is that once you dissuade your emotions as a human being and you just simply write, those words become a weapon. And they can actually hurt worse than anything that could, you know, actually hurt someone's human core. And so there's certain, I always said that writing had no rules, but at the same time you want to honor certain facets of rules, like things like that, like you were talking about, personal incidences that you would take to the grave but only tell. I think certain ones like that should remain just that, a legendary epic tale that's shrouded in fucking mystery.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I agree. Well, like I said, I change gears a little bit here because I'm so ready to delve into this about where you worked at Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Yeah.
You know, which is one of the most haunted places in the world. Could you explain? You know, first off, you know, what was your job duties there and your experiences there working at the sanatorium?
All right. I was a haunt actor. I worked the Halloween season in their haunted house. I joined up in 2011. Before then, I was working for about between 3 and 4 years in Brandenburg, Kentucky, at this place called the Field of Screams. It was a 7-acre cornfield maze. I went into the Navy and then got discharged. And then when I came out, some friends talked to me about getting into doing the haunt acting thing again. And at first, I was amiss to do it, but then they finally talked me into it, and I joined. So I'm going to start this tale how I want to start it. And these incidences start before Waverly and go into Waverly. So, submitted for the approval of Midnight Society, I call this story The Tale of Room 502. When I was little, this isn't the first paranormal incident I've ever had that was actually faceted into a logical, rational explanation that was debunked into actual 100% legitimate thing. I'd say about 2 years old, I was living in this house, and I was always haunted at night by what I can only call her as the Lady in Black. She wore a black dress, and her face was shrouded in a veil, and her hands had white flesh and nails, and she used to hold a lantern in the closet, and I used to think these were like weird dreams I were having as a child, as like some sort of pent up trauma or something. But even in the dreams, you would know when she comes because you would hear this humming, and it was like boom, 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 and then you would hear 5 voices scream all at the same time in different pitches and intonation. And in the dream itself, she would raise furniture, and this is a recurring dream that happened for like 15 years on end. She would raise the furniture in the air, and it would freeze in the actual dream. And then she would, you know, in like a blink, all the furniture, the lights, the lamps, the tables, chairs would crash amongst the room and splinter and break, and, you know, and then you would be frozen there writhing, and then she would pull your body, which felt like you were floating on your ankles and dragging your toes across the grained wood down the hallway, and then she would turn your body, and in the closet it would open. She would be standing there, and then she would be pulling you in, you know, and that was a very creepy thing, because once you got up to her, you could see that, like, under her veil was just a skeleton, like a skull head, and she had no bottom mandible, and it was like open, we must say, like an open wound as you could see down into her throat. But the weird thing is as a child, every time I'd wake up and look at that same closet that I would just dream about, the coat hangers would be swinging. So we had this dog during the day that would always bark at this spot in the wall nonstop, which got even weirder. And it was like, you know, you could legitimize that as like, oh, there's like a creature in the wall or something like that. But it got to the point to where the dog had to live outside because it wouldn't stop. And it just got really weird in that house. I used to, as a kid too, I used to see this man scratching at the screen of my window, wearing glasses, but he was like a flesh-like man. And this will go into what I've witnessed at Waverly to a certain degree as far as this type of spectral entity. He was a man just like you and I. There was no transparency. It was a flesh-colored, solid man. And he would be at the end of my window, but one day my father was mowing the lawn, and I'm watching this fucking lawnmower go through this guy. And I'm starting to cry because as a child, I don't understand what's going on. Why there's a weird man I've never seen in my life behind my room, you know, at my room. And my father is not seeing it, so I'm crying. And when my father comes in, it's where shit starts to get even weirder. He actually sees the man at the window and then runs outside to confront him. And right where he meets him at the window, and I'm still looking out the window, we both witness him on the outside and me on the inside of the house, of course, watch him evaporate into a spectral mist. We both witnessed this on the same account. A few nights later after that supposed lady in black I told you about comes back. This time was the creepiest thing because the covers actually got ripped off of me. She actually literally drugged me into the closet that night, and I was screaming for like 10 minutes for my parents to come get me because there was something in the darkness I could see attacking me. It was like a shadow person. And by the time they got there, I'm fucking covered in bruises. I've got nail marks in the side frames of the closet, and I'm covered in piss because I've just pissed myself, you know, because it's fucking crazy. So, Waverly, first incident, this is years later. I want to say with Waverly, the urban legends are pretty paramount as far as types of ghosts and stories, and I don't like to promote this, but it was kind of like a coming of right as a kid. That back in the earlier days, if you wanted to, you know, face death in the eye, or you know, be rebellious and test your moxie, you break in Waverly. So at 16 years old, my first encounter was we snuck up there. Me and a few friends stayed out there at night, and I don't recommend it to anyone to do because it's not right, and this time you will go to jail this time in this day and age for it. So we go up there, and first thing I see is a shadow person, and 6 of us are witnessing this, mind you. They are on the 3rd floor stairwell outside of the building. We're standing in the parking lot, and this is where things get weird. I didn't know this shit could happen. It looked like they were smoking a cigarette, and there was actually a red cherry glowing as they were leaning over the rail. And you couldn't actually access this stairwell because if you did, you would probably injure yourself or die because of how old and frail and rusted this thing is on the side of the building. So as we watched this person who we thought was a security guard smoking, we watched them flick their cigarette in the air, but in midair that cherry disappeared, and they walked back into the building, into the darkness. But as I look to my right, I see again, like as a child, this flesh-colored man wearing a red jacket, a hat, and I think this is a security guard. And I'm like, guys, I don't think there's a dude over there. I don't fucking think we should be here. I think we need to fucking go, because we're already breaking rules and on property that's not ours, and it's fucking 10 o'clock at night. And one of my friends was like, okay, me and another friend will go check it out, and I'll let you know. And then my friend's name was Zach Abram at that time. And we're waiting there for what seems to be like 3 minutes. And now we're getting worried. We're like, oh, has he fucked off into the building? Or has security got him? What happened? Then around the corner outside, he starts running. And the only thing I can make out is the sound of metal chasing behind him. But I don't know where this metal was coming from. He's clanking of metal because he wasn't wearing anything metallic. And it sounded like things were dropping out of his pocket that he just didn't have. It was just the awkward sound accompanied by running and the mushing of gravel. And the only thing I could make out of his mouth was, it's not real. And now in hindsight, looking back, I realized that what he meant was, it's not a real person, that something was provoking him or pursuing him. And at that time, we witnessed a 4x4 log in the parking lot actually lift 24 feet to the air. And I want to say, with the torque power that this thing threw at us, that it had to have been over 500 pounds of energy, because if that would have hit anyone, we would have died. Like, someone would have seriously gotten injured or even died from, that blast to a face or to a ligament from that high up in the air. When it slammed down, we were fucking out of there. And I hadn't returned to Waverly until I started working. Now, the owners, Charlie and Tina, know about that story. And, of course, when I got the job, I was honest and told them. They were like, you could have just, asked us, and we probably would have been willing enough to let you in. Don't ever fucking do that again, So my first encounter working there, this is where shit starts amping up into, holy shit, this is real. Because I used to be a skepticist, still am, but there are certain ones where I'm like, this is legitimate. Every basic of physics and quantum mechanics and logic is it casts off, So it's legitimate. So when we did this, there was, I want to say, that one night we were working, I think it was a Friday, and I guess you would call this particular entity a doppelganger. My friend Kevin Gilbert and I were haunt acting. We were working next to each other, and he was dressed up as Frankenstein's monster. Now that's something I do not like as far as I don't like classic characters in haunted houses. I just think it's hokey, If you would have just left it as an asylum, or having crazed patients or tuberculosis patients, ghosts running about, it would be more terrifying or legitimately eerie, But this doppelganger looks exactly like Kevin, but it's in the darkness, so he's a shadow person. And this thing looks to me, and he's like, hey, guess what? And I'm like, what? And he's talking to me like I'm talking to you audibly. He's like, I'm about to scare Kevin. Watch this. And I'm like, you are Kevin. And then at right that moment, Kevin walks out of the door, and then he looks at this doppelganger thing that looks exactly like him. But this thing, of course, is semi-transparent and almost shadow-figured-like, but you could still see Kevin's face on this fucking thing. And I've never seen a man in green makeup turn white as quick as I've fucking seen it. And we're both standing there and looking at each other, and we're going like, what the fuck is this? This is our first true encounter of anything supernatural at that point. It walks down the hall, it turns back, it waves at us, and then it drops into the floor like a curtain of mist, black mist, and then it's gone. And the urban legend of Waverly, they say that if you see a doppelganger, or a person sees their doppelganger, you're the next to die. That part is definitely false because Kevin is still very much alive, but the shadow entity was very, very much legitimate at that point as far as it being there. We both witnessed it, and we were both confused. That was the interesting one that happened. Another week later, on the first floor again, as I'm working, it likes to it liked to pop into my room. I was working in this what you call is like a chapel set up, and they had me as pretty much the Antichrist, and it formed sitting in the church pews as a group of 20 actual customers came into the haunted house, and they're like, oh my God, who's sitting there? That's creepy. And then it disappeared right in front of them, right as I was about to bust out and do my spiel, the whole pop scare or just a lunge scare with verbal vulgarity and whatever have you, the whole haunted house routine that you get to get scares out of the way. And they're like, oh, wow, is this a part of the act? And I don't break character. I'm just like, go on, keep moving, whatever I said. But the truth is in my brain, I'm like, no, this is not a part of the fucking act. I don't know, like, you just, that was fucking weird. You guys just witnessed a total, complete shadow person sitting in a church pew, and you even watched it vaporize in front of you, but it vaporized different. It was more like a, I don't know how to explain that, like almost like a blur, where it was like it faded out and into nothing. And so there was no like misting or anything. It was like it was there and then it wasn't. And then it took on the shape of me, which I found really fucking cool when I saw him. I say him because when it did Kevin and me, it assumed a male form. So weird thing about me though is it was walking halfway inside of a wall. So I only got like the left side of it as it's walking, and I'm looking at me, and what I want to say is it looks almost like a projection form at this point, but it put me in 1920s clothes. So I look like a fucking golfer. I had like, my typical hat I wear, but it was different. And then I had like, a white shirt from the 20s and suspenders and, like ankle-high socks and these weird-looking, like Penny Dreadful-looking shoes, I'm just like, this is cool at this point. So that was an interesting situation from the first floor. And this is where shit starts amping up. That was just a few right there, just in a matter of a few weeks. So when you work at Waverly Hills in a season, you're either paid in cash or you can be paid in overnight, which are, 8-hour visits there where you stay the night in the building and tour it, and they basically show you around and then give you free reign of the building for 8 hours. So on my first year there, I got paid those. and I want to say the first thing I did during one night is I went up to 502. I've never seen a nurse. I've never seen any nurse before at all. But I went to smoke in one of the roof solariums, which are rooms that were supposed to have like windows that let air and light in for people who had tuberculosis, because that's what Waverly Hills is a tuberculosis hospital, or was. And I'm sitting there and I see three men in room 502 while I'm standing there smoking, and I see them in the doorway, and shadow people. They have hospital gowns on. One man has his forearm up on the right frame of the doorway. The man in the middle has both hands, like right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee, and he's crouching down looking at me, swaying. And then the other man has his hands, or at least what I would assume, behind his back, and he's on the left side. And they say something like this: "What's he doing? I don't know what he's doing. What do you think he's doing? You think he's smoking? He's smoking. Do you think he's smoking? Hey, you, what are you doing? Shh, hey, wait, stop." And I'm just like, I thought it was the group I was with that night when I was doing the overnight with my 8 friends. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm smoking. Do you want one? You can stop and fucking come out of the darkness. I mean, I'm usually like that when it comes to that point, because I thought they were just playing around, because at that point it was a little dead that night. Like, there wasn't anything much going on until this shit started. So I was like, yeah, I'm smoking. What are you want one? What are you doing? He's like, oh, wait, hey, yeah, maybe I can have one. No, wait, I ain't supposed to smoke up here. Wait, hold on. He can hear us. You can hear us. Yeah, I think he can hear us. Yeah, I can pretty fucking hear you. And like, again, I'm talking to them like I'm talking to you. It's audible. And again, as I continue this story, I will say that these 3 men in 502 are very much real, and that Grant and Hugh from Ghost Hunters actually caught them once on the camera, and somebody told me about it, and I didn't even know. So that was fucking crazy. So they ended up meeting those fellas one night. So I'm sitting there and I have a 5-minute conversation with these ghosts. They had been dead at least, 40, 50 years at this point, maybe even longer. And at one point they stopped talking because I guess it registered that I could understand them, and they were talking and all this shit, and they were like, this is where it gets weird. They were like, bad, stay away, go. And you could hear the stomping, like boom, 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 boom. So I literally come around the corner, and I'm still like, this is weird. Now I know this ain't my friends. This is something I want to play with. So I'm like, all right, let's fucking follow you, buddy. So we go down, and I go down the stairs, and this is only one stairwell up to 502, and I'm going down the 4th floor, and they literally just walk into the wall, and they're gone. At this point, I know that I'm starting to debunk shit at this point in my head, mind you. I'm like, okay, that's not the wind. That's not my mind playing with me, because I'm actually watching people walk, and auditory talking is actually happening at this point. And I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm under a psychological breakdown, but if that seems to be the issue, then I need to get a hold of my psychiatrist. Yes. But no, it was not that at that point, because the weird shit happens is I hear my friends in the stairwell talking on the 3rd floor. It wafts up through the 3rd floor, so that's common. You can hear voices of other people on other floors coming up through the stairwell. So I'm like, okay, maybe I was just awkwardly talking to my friends fucking 3 floors down up here, but that still doesn't explain 3 weird dudes who just walked into a fucking wall. That does not explain that. But the voices, So I get down there, and they're doing this little fucking, I call it a show, It's like, okay, so there's this little ghost named Timmy or some bullshit. He's like a ghost of a kid, and he makes balls move throughout Waverly. So they literally are down there with a flashlight, and this ball is fucking spinning in a circle. And as I walk down this step, this fucking ball stops its roll in a circle and then literally rolls to my foot and stops. I literally pick up this ball at this fucking point, and I'm thinking, okay, if you wanted to mock shit up, which I knew the security guards and the actors, and they wouldn't do anything like that, but in my mode of debunking things, I still test the waters, if you will. So I'm like, okay, this is everyone. Let me have your attention real quick. I know I brought you here for a reason, but the ball thing just is, I don't know how this is working. I could say, maybe it's uneven ground. There wasn't a breeze of air, so it couldn't be air that moved this ball. So I was like, 10 of you that are standing here right now, I would like to privately ask you to empty your fucking pockets. I want to see the pocket dust hit the fucking dirt. So, because I was looking for like magnets or magician's tricks, if you will, certain things to make a ball move that would move. And each pocket that overturned came up empty, minus some cards, keys, and some loose change, and a $50 bill here and there, but no weird object. I even studied the ball. There's no electrical charge in it to make a kinetic energy move, nothing like that. So I set this ball back down, and this is where logic and reason go out the fucking window at this point. I put the ball down, it starts to do its circle thing again. It just spins in a circle like it's doing a loop. And then all of a sudden it comes, moves around me, rides a wall down the side of it, and then banks a hard right, goes out another door into the hallway and banks a left, like it's being driven by an RC car.
Wow.
And I'm just like, that is really fucking weird, but amazingly awesome. I want to play with it. So that was another incident. Year later. This is, I think, same year, or a year later. I can't remember this exact one because this was another working at the haunted house. My friend Vince was working in this place. It has a bulkhead door. It's like 180 pounds, 3.5 feet or something in diameter of thickness of metal. This room is on the first floor. I consider it like a vault or a safe or whatever, And they put Vince in a bungee, and this shit got scary. Somehow that door ended up closing on Vince one night, and it is airtight and it is leak proof, I guess you could say, in that room. Historically, back in the 80s, Waverly was temporarily a nursing home that got shut down for neglect. One of the ladies had like schizophrenia or some form of dementia, and she would always wander the halls and get out of the room. And the nurses got tired of keeping track of her, so what they did was they tied a belt of weights, like 50-pound weights, but they put 300 pounds on her belts with chained weights, and they locked her in that room. They actually forgot about her for 2 weeks, and she died. And they found her body, and that place got shut down.
Shit.
So this door, I've watched Vince before close this himself. It takes two people to close. Just not because it's just old and it needs an extra oomph too on top of that, but the door really is heavy. It looks like it actually came from a battlement or a battlefield or actual carrier, actual naval craft style blast door. This looks like a nuclear blast door, honestly, for like a bomb shelter. It closes on them. A minute goes by, I'm fucking scared for my life because I can hear Vince screaming, "It's got me, I can't get out, I can't get out, I can't breathe, I can't fucking breathe." And I am freaking. So I'm fucking screaming. At this time, this is the only time in my career of haunt acting where I break character because this is going on while people are still walking through the haunted house. And now I'm like, oh my God, Vince is stuck in there. He's about to lose breath. If that's an airtight room, I know he has 60 to 90 seconds before he blacks out. Because the oxygen would basically be taken out of his lungs, and he'd just be breathing carbon dioxide in that room. So 2 minutes come, nobody's coming. I'm fucking afraid. I'm screaming. I'm trying to look for somebody. I'm screaming at other actors. I'm like, get the fucking supervisor. Like, get the haunt director. We need anybody. We need a lot of fucking men to open this door. And I'm fucking trying to rip the goddamn thing off this motherfucker. Like, break the walls down on this bitch. And it is not fucking budging, And I finally get there. There's like 6 guards, supervisor, fucking Charlie's there, Charlie Mattingly, who's the owner, and a couple other people. And we finally launched this door open, and there's Vince laying there, passed out on the floor, fucking out of his sling, because like when you're on the bungee sling, they put you like almost like on a 4-foot pedestal where you can jump off and bounce up and launch across the thing. So they give him an oxygen mask, do a little CPR on him real quick, give him a fucking a T-shirt to wipe the sweat off of him because he blacked out, and he came to and gave him some space, and I let some time go by, and I literally, like, I trusted Vince, and I still do to this day. I said, what the fuck happened in there? And he said, I don't know. It felt like something scratched the back of my neck and then grabbed my throat and then pulled me out of the sling. But by the time I was getting thrown out of the sling and I was running for the door in the darkness, it fucking shut in front of me. And I could just hear this gurgling behind me. And then it felt like somebody was in the room watching me, and I couldn't breathe. So that's when I screamed for you, help, help, or whatever, because you could still hear some screams, but you're not getting in, at that point. So and he's like, then I passed out. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got down here on the floor from up there, because he said technically he actually passed out 4 feet up in the air. So on the pedestal.
Damn.
So the other weird part is I end up at 4th floor. There's a little challenge. They say, if you're really a badass, you go to Waverly and you'll stand in the middle of the hallway for 5 minutes on the 4th floor without a flashlight, and you'll just stand there, whatever, 5 minutes in silence, and you can, feels like you can hear shit, and feel shit, watching you, lurking, whatever. But there's also a neat little trick, or I call it a trick, but it's really not. It's fucking real. But you can take a flashlight and turn it on, and then put it down on a hallway. Put it down on the hallway floor, and it beams light all the way down the hallway. And each hospital room is on the side. And they say shadow people like to move around to where they, move door to door or just peek out of doors. But you can actually see the breaks in the flashlight of shadow breaking light sources. Now, if anyone's a skeptic still about ghosts, I can tell you that from a scientific point, any amount of energy that is strong enough at a microbial level to break a light source is enough energy enough to manifest something of some viscosity that is impressive to break rays of light, right? With the own human eye, yeah. and for it to be there. So we put down this flashlight, and I shit you not, there are like 32 rooms, and I'd say at least 18 of those have shadow people walking across the floor. You can see foots, you can see solid people walking through this hallway, and people creeping out of the fucking doors, and they're all like, moving around. It looks like another day at the hospital. Doctors checking, what do you call those, clipboards? Yeah, clipboards. Yeah. Nurses making rounds, patients waiting for smoke breaks, trying to go out to the solarium, trying to order food, whatever they do. It looked like the mannerisms that these shadow people were doing was how it happened in the 20s and 30s and 40s. I'm not saying it's residual energy, because they weren't repeating. as far as how you would say residual energy typically does what it does, which is like a VHS tape that plays over. And they say that's usually energy that's emitted by quartz, the mineral quartz being around. And with Waverly, if there was residual energy, that could explain how residual energy would come about, because that fucking hill would be quartz, because it is a rock, it is a mineral, and it's probably pretty sure it's under Waverly, and the rest of the hills around there, But the way that these shadows were moving was not residual at all. They did whatever the fuck they wanted. Finally, yes, sir.
No, where you're getting at, where they're intelligent haunting.
Yes.
The Waverly Hills is the one that has the death tunnel, right?
Yes, death tunnel. Yes.
Now, do you have any intelligent hauntings in that area too that you've?
Yes, but no. I've heard growling at the end of the tunnel, and I've seen something leering at me in the darkness with like what could be white eyes, with the former security guard there, who was also the desk clerk. He was with me. His name was Anthony. Well, he was with me too, and he said, "What the fuck, Frogg?" He's like, "What the fuck? Do you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." He shined a flashlight down there, but there'd be nothing. But as soon as it go dark, you'd hear like a, and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's yeah." He sounds like a real fucking happy guy, real fucking happy guy. But I ain't walking down there. I mean, I love to fucking chase shit like that, but dude, I am not walking down the death tunnel, because I need like 3 cigarettes down that bitch. It's like a 45-degree decline. And, yeah, I'm coming up like, give me a gas mask and 40 Pall Malls. I'm good to go. I'm not taking that fucking Oregon Trail adventure. I'd rather catch cholera than go down that fucking tunnel. Not because I'm afraid. It's just too many goddamn steps.
Damn.
But, yeah, I've seen, I don't know if it was intelligent, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it was at the end of the tunnel. I didn't really check it out. But, yes, I have witnessed some weird shit in the tunnel. But the creepiest one for me was Christmas Eve. I went there with my friend Tara Knopp. She was also an actor, but someone who I went to middle school and high school with. And we went on like Christmas Eve there for her overnight. And it just snowed, and it was -7. I'm on the 4th floor outside. Up top, there's like an outer hallway, and all the windows are like not there anymore. But the moonlight is bright enough to cast light in there, like it would almost be like daytime, but at night, really bright. I hear splashing behind me, and this is you could say all of it's bullshit or not, whatever. This is the definitive point though, where I'm like, it's real. I heard splashing behind me, and what creeped me out the most out of all those is nothing creeped me out but this. When I heard the splashing sounds of water and a girl giggle behind me, that's when I was like, what the fuck? Because I turned around, and when I turned around, there were wet, bare footprints on the cement hallway behind me. And there was no one there. You couldn't see anything. No shadow person, no nothing. But every time you'd hear that splish, you could literally look at a footstep coming closer to you, and they had bare feet. Like you could see the imprint of a whole foot. And I kept walking and walking, and as they would appear. Of course, because it was so cold, and this is legitimate water now, at this point coming from fucking nowhere, it would freeze. So then you would have frozen footprints there. So when I actually hauled my ass down that hallway that time, because I was like, fuck this. Like, I love playing with dead things if you give me an opportunity, but fucking nope, I don't, nope, not with water. That's a little fucking weird. So I get a couple of friends because they didn't witness that one, but I wanted to show them, and I said, look, come up here. Check this out. And so I grabbed Tara and a few other friends, and sure enough, as soon as I come back, now the whole hallway where I just walked is filled with footprints, frozen. They are still there. They didn't do that magical disappear bullshit how they do in TV. You know how you say they doctor shit up? You know? Yeah, to make it fucking cool. But no, there were literally, fucking footprints there, covered in ice, and that was really amazing to see that, because you're like, you know, like how? Like, okay, maybe sometimes things are just what they are. There needs to be no question of why or why not. It just, there are incidences of unexplained things in certain areas that you just cannot actually, you know, ascertain logically after the point of breaking logic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So those are 100% true factual accounts. Like for me, I'm not a fan of EVPs with my instances, like with my encounters and things like that. I don't use tools like paranormal trackers do. That's not. I'm not a paranormal hunter. I'm an enthusiast, but not a hunter. But every encounter I have had, they've all been at audible levels, so there wouldn't need to be an EVP. And they could, if someone was video recording, they would hear it too. It wasn't like a weird one way where it's like, oh, you get to talk to the ghost, but I don't. You know, that type of, you know, when people get skeptic like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there were witnesses each time these sightings occurred. The only time I was isolated was that time with the watered feet, and the time in room 502 before I went to the third floor. Those are the only time I was alone. I mean, there's a couple other times where I've actually brought a harmonica in and played with people around me, and I'm like, hey, do you want to hear some more? And they're like, yeah, keep playing. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, gnarly. Fucking Ghost likes blues. I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. You know, but yeah, that there are legitimate things there that actually do happen that are incredible to witness at Waverly. But there are also times I don't want to hype up in anything because, like I said, I'm not aligned with them anymore anyway to promote. But there are times that the building could be completely dead. You know, like, oh, I went here for 8 hours and didn't hear fucking nothing or didn't see nothing. I felt a little weird, but mostly it was calm, peaceful. Might have heard a couple slams on some, you know, awkward sounds, so that might be all you got. Would you get 2 door slams on the floor that I wasn't even on, but I could still hear it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, do you think the spirits there, that they are okay with all that's going on there as far as the people coming in?
I don't know, because like that kind of like that. See, even witnessing what I witnessed like is hypocritically counteractive to my beliefs, because I think I believe philosophically in nihilism. I believe that nothing has no valid point or meaning, and everything is pointless. But at the same time, what I have encountered negates that to a degree. I don't think there's an afterlife. I just really think there's some weird shit going on. And at the same time, you can even look at spirits as maybe you could say that they are dead, but it could be an parallel universe of where things happen that overlap over the earth, like I said, with the energy emission of quartz, like the residual energy that is actually scientific proven to happen throughout aeons and magnetic poles and fields throughout the world. So as a personal thought of a ghost, like as an introverted, extroverted ideology or onset of going like, do you think the ghosts are happy that's going on? Of course not. They're fucking dead. I mean, I've never heard anybody in my life except for like me with fervent wanting of like, besides people who are suicidal, be like, yeah, I want to fucking die. Yeah, not too many people are kind of like, you know, woohoo, we did it. Like, you know, like, yeah, I don't think they're fucking happy with that. If they even have a consciousness that actually can retain what you would call like memory, because it could be like an emission of dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT, and if a spirit is like the chemical dimethyltryptamine, or what you have in a hallucinogenic experience from doing DMT as a drug, there is an absence of consciousness, even though it's produced in your brain by your body, and you can witness these accounts, but you are everything around what you do is irrelevant. So you just observe and go. So even with intelligent design, if there is a consciousness attached to them, then yes, they're not fucking happy. So well, I'd be like, my grandma likes to hang out on the 4th floor because she's a fan.
Well, last year I'm a real bad diabetic, and last year I almost kicked the bucket, and I guess this happened while I was in the hospital, but I don't even remember them getting me there. But I could hear my dad. Now, my dad passed away back in 1992, and I was tight with Pop, and I could hear Dad, and it's like I remember nothing but white. And I could hear Dad, and I'm like, Dad, where are you? You know, I could hear you, but I can't see you. And I keep hearing Rodney, hey Rodney. And then all of a sudden, out of the whiteness came this woman that's butt ass naked, hot as fuck, tan, long black hair, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? And then all of a sudden, her hair turned into these like big black wings. And I'm like, damn, that's hot. And then I woke up in the hospital.
I'm taking that in. Don't allow my silence to be interesting, because I look at it as, I'm like, okay, so at a point of consciousness of seeing this, you legitimately saw this and witnessed this yourself, even though, like I said, I like to break things down to a degree too. I'm like, is that a delusion because you were ill, or because you weren't getting enough oxygen to the brain, or did you actually emit DMT from the brain at that point in time, and you actually saw an overlapping, interesting experience that actually somehow concluded to some sort of ill tide that was to come, if that makes any sense.
Yep. Yeah, but it's all, now and then I'll have dreams about that woman, and I'll never forget her. I mean, one, she was naked, and I was like, wow, she's hot. if that's and I'm like, hell yeah, sign me up.
So, and he said, fucking yeah, not a fucking, kill me now. Yeah. But, seriously, though, the woman that you saw, was this something that you've ever encountered before, a person, or not at all until that point in time?
I've encountered a woman that looked similar to her.
So do you think that could have been memory implant?
Or
reprint? Or memory reprint?
That's what I think it could have been. That where I was almost kicking the can. That's probably what my brain was probably doing to calm me down, to cry, to die. That's my opinion about it. Because I know other people that my mom, she had a major fucking heart attack, and I had to give her CPR and everything for like 12 minutes before the fucking rescue squad got there, and she died on me like 3 different times. I mean, she stopped breathing, stopped everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I get her to come back. She breathed a little bit on her own, and then she stopped. And I'm like, fuck. And she was they put her in one of those comas until they could, let her heal.
Medically induced coma? Yes.
Yeah. She was in that for like 4 days. And when she came out, I stayed there with her the whole time. And when she came out, doctor came and told me, she's awake. You want to go talk to her? And I went to her, and she, first thing she said is like, why did you save me? I'm like, well, you're my mom. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I said,
remember.
Mom, what did you see? Did you see anything? And she's like, and she started crying. She's like, I seen nothing. And that's I think that's what it is when you die. There's nothing.
Yes, absolutely nothing.
We just talk about parallel universes and stuff. Now I agree with that. Now where I'm a paranormal investigator, I look at it completely different than all the other investigators. They look at it more of a spiritual realm. I look at it more of a parallel universe realm.
Okay. Yeah, it's really a hard subject to do because you're talking about things that, like I said, align with me as well, and I try to negate that when I was discovering what I was discovering while I was working and while I was on these trips, which was weird, like on these overnights, and that I had a friend who died. My friend Brittany in Vegas. Someone gave her GHB in alcohol and roofied her, and she said the same thing. When she died, she actually died for like 21 minutes, and then they actually gave her the adrenaline shit straight to the heart to bring her back to life. She said, I said, what happened? What happened, Brittany? Tell me. And did you see anything? Come on, I need to know. And she was like, all I remember is I was at the table, and then I drank, and then I wake up on a hospital gurney, and I'm fucking punching the doctor, and they're restraining me from being combative, and because, the fucking adrenaline just got surged through, so of course you're going to fucking do whatever you're going to do, and this is just a natural reaction of, I guess, coming back to fucking life, because you're clinically dead, and through resuscitation, and I was like, what happened? What do you remember? And she said, nothing. It was like a blink. She said the whole time that passed, the like 20 to 30 minutes that passed, was literally like a blink. Like she was sitting at the table, and then she woke up at the thing, and all that part is black, like nothing, doesn't exist. Erased, no knowledge of. And a friend while I was in the Navy in 2008 did the same thing too. What he told me when he died, he actually swallowed water in our fucking pool and died. And he was out for 6 minutes until they fucking resuscitated him. And the doctor actually clinically called him dead 4 minutes in. But I'm guessing he still had enough, brain function to be saved in that quick amount of time, or just some really great medical doctors. Mad props to him on that, but he said the same thing. First thing I remember is swallowing water, and then now I'm waking up, and I got 6 people, you and a drill sergeant, looking over me, and I'm like, dude, you fucking died, like, And and I said, so, like, what happened? And same thing. He was like, nothing, black. Like, I was blinking. I was in the pool, and now I'm fucking back up, face up, looking at fucking 6 of you motherfuckers all in the face. So I was like, okay. Well, so, yeah, And at the same time, I find kind of solace in that because, I mean, no matter what you go through in your life, pain, love, happiness, all the emotions that are appeased with life and death, it's kind of nice knowing that if that is really nothing, that you ain't got to remember shit ever again. All the hurt and all the time and the fake people and the snakes and the jaded fucks you've come in contact with through your life, you can negate all of that, but it still sucks. You gotta still, share a plot next to some asshole you never even met before. That's kind of awkward. like mine will be like, here lies Frogg Corpse. The dude next to me is a dick.
They'll probably put that on my damn headstone.
Yeah.
Here's Rodney Shortridge. He's a dick.
Well, I think you'll be humbled. I think your epitaph will read something adventurous, if not amazing.
Oh. Yeah, it's. I don't know what it'll say, but
yeah, of course, because you'll be fucking dead. You can't read when you're dead.
That's it. I'll be fucking dead. I can't read it, but I'd love to be.
Well, you can take a few books with you.
Yeah, I'm sure people come by and actually, especially my ex-wife. Nobody's head, everybody's back's turned. She'll end up sticking a damn dagger in my heart to make sure I am dead.
Said, fuck, you know what we got to do with Rodney, right? When he dies, what? We got to bury him like a fucking vampire. He said, chains. If you got the master locks, fuck it, we're going to Lowe's.
I did. Well, since how we're about running out of time, I got a quick question for you. Have you ever had any experiences with any crypto or any UFO encounters?
Actually, I have. I actually saw the I don't know what it's called. It's called the Triangle. It maybe has some sort of government name. It's like the TSG-8RB or something weird. When I lived out in Vegas, I was at the hills around Groom Lake, and I actually saw that being tested, and it was fucking incredible. Yes, it's a UFO, but yes, it's also military. And I don't know how it works, but I do know it needs no fucking runway. And the cool thing about it is it seems like we have figured out how to use anti-gravity technology, at least. And we won't know about that for probably another 250 years.
Yeah.
And another one is actually I was near, I forgot what that's in. I was in Abilene, Texas in 2009 of May. And I saw for 3 days. The first day there were 3 black orbs or spheres floating around in all shapes and directions, and it looked like they could move 4 miles in 2 seconds and come back exactly where the spot that they were hovering. The next day I saw there were 5, and on the third day there were 8, and after that there were none. So we drove out past them to check them out to see what the fuck they were, and when you get behind them, they actually mirror the sky. So they completely disappear from one side. But when you come back on them, they look like they glow with like some sort of liquid shielding of black. And that was actually outside of the Abilene Air Force Base there, where they used to keep the B-2 bombers, I think, or they also kind of like use that place as a junkyard for old decommissioned military craft. So like I said, that's another UFO. But I don't know if that's military or just something fucking weird, because the way they moved, like I said, that technology, regardless of how it moved, was not at all something that we know of or implement now in our own military as far as something frontal on a page you can, like, oh, check out, we just installed that shit in a Warthog or a fucking, F-17 or, whatever. So whatever that was too almost seemed like the similar technology that Triangle used, which was like some sort of self-propelled anti-gravity technology. Either way, military or not, it was fucking amazing. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's military because both of those that I witnessed were literally half a mile out from both Air Force bases, the one at Groom Lake and I think the other one's called like Dice Air Force Base or something like that, out in Abilene. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
But nope. Just saw the more things I saw were more the paranormal shit than opposed to the UFOs, but those were just some fluke incidences on some travels, so it was interesting.
Damn. Well, I want to have to get you back on so you can talk more about the paranormal and anything else you want to talk about. Because I've had a great time with you. Well, what's your plans for the rest of the year, and how can people get a copy of your book? And also, if people want to, contact you, if they got any concerns, questions, thoughts, comments, and all that good shit.
Oh, okay. Well, right now I'm working on a dark poetry book, and I'm working with art with my friend Vitaly Ilyin. He's also known by Barandash Karandashish from Russia. That will be done when I get it done. I mean, I'm currently got everything ready. I just need to edit, add manuscript, get his artwork, get my buddy Pollard in on some artwork and a couple other dudes. I'm going to produce this pretty much dark book that's going to kind of be reminiscent of Alvin Schwartz's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark as far as look and feel, the depressiveness of it. Not going to be the same type of content, but it's going to be more lyrically entwined to works like Poe and stuff. So that's kind of that type of poetry style and flow with my own rhythm and lyric. And you can also reach me at Frogg Corpse Official on Facebook. Also, you can actually, if you really want to talk to me legitimately, just look up Robbie William Frogg on Facebook, and in parentheses you'll see Frogg Corpse, and just drop me a line. But the book will be coming out when I can get it out, and shop publishers and try to, if not as the dire last attempt, I will self-publish if I have to. But it's not the ideal situation I want to go, but it will be one I would take to put in the work nonetheless.
All right. Well, Frogg, again, man, it's been great, man. I appreciate you coming on the show.
No problem. It's always a pleasure.
It's been great. I love shows like this where we just sit back, shoot shit, and have a great time, and learn a lot from each other. And my show's not like most people's. A lot of people are a little more uptight and all that bullshit. And I'm not. I'm just like, let it flow.
Yeah, fucking let it rip.
Let it rip. There you go. But I hope to see you at the Fan Fest. I'd love to meet you in person and shoot the shit with you, and maybe get a beer, or if you don't drink,
fuck yeah, man,
water or something, or smoke weed, or I don't know, whatever you do. We got opiates, so hey.
No, I'm good, but can I snort a line off of you, man? Fuck it. No, I'm good. No.
Well, Frogg, I'll let you go, man. And again, it was a pleasure and an honor to have you on the show. And like I said, I'll love to get you back on as soon as we can, maybe this year, and let it continue to flow.
Yes, sir. And it's always been a pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Hey, you too, and I hope you have a great weekend, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, bud. Thanks a lot. Well, that's it for us tonight. I want to thank Frogg Corpse for coming on the show. Like I said, I have nothing but respect for him. Great guy. He's had a lot of life experiences, and if anybody out there's got life experiences like that and you want to come on the show, just let me know. I'm going to take next Thursday off. I got to get my garden out, man. I'm behind. But our next show will be June 6th, and it'll be author Steve Erdman. And again, I thank everyone for joining us tonight. And I hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend. And again, to all the brave servicemen and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice, thank you. Thank your family and your friends for your service and what you've given for our freedoms. So everyone have a good night. Be safe and all that good stuff. And I'm sorry about these damn pop-ups. They're aggravating as shit. That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that took the time to listen in. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan for putting up with us. Also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services, thank you for your service and the sacrifices that you and your families make every day to keep our great nation safe. Tune in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone can go to our Facebook page Within the Chaos, and don't forget to like our page to see upcoming guests along with past shows, postings, or you can also go to my website at www.blackdiamondps.org or blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. Also, we have a YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, look up Within the Chaos for past shows. Thanks again. Until next week, everyone have a safe weekend and have a good night. And love you all. Be careful out there.
I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children. Victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!